just like to say a couple things briefly about the meeting. This is not the main meeting for April, this is the second meeting, and the purpose is to handle any overflow or backlog, to clean up anything from the previous meeting, and to discuss things that could appear on the town board meeting later on in the month. Urban is away in Cambodia on vacation. I've been his deputy for 4 years. He's asked me to conduct this meeting. We ran into a thing because we shifted around, both in terms of location and time, that our normal town clerk is not here. By some unfortunate coincidence, the deputy clerk is not available today. We consulted with Albany, and we find that the rules are that we can temporarily deputize a person to act as the deputy clerk just for today, so long as that person is a resident of the town of Cape Vincent and is competent in taking notes. So I prevailed upon the Honorable Cyril Cullen, who is here, and so that's the first thing I'd like to do. Is I'd like a motion, please, to temporarily deputize Cyril as a deputy clerk for today. Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Sounds good.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So the first item is that we had a regular town board meeting last month on March the 22nd. And we have the minutes here, and I'd like to ask my colleagues if they have any exceptions or alterations or comments on the meeting, on the minutes.
No,
Motion to accept.
Mr. John?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor of accepting the minutes as they stand?
Aye.
Aye. All approved. Okay, I handed out some agendas, and the first thing that we have are two resolutions. The first has to do with Hostling International, and I would entertain a motion to accept that, which would lead to some discussion on that issue.
so moved.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it with the correction on the date.
Okay. Urban has been working with Hostling International for a matter of months. The group that handled it last year was in Syracuse. This group in New York City is very well financed, and it gives us a cutout, even though it's a 3-year contract. Each year we can terminate it if we wish. Does anyone have any?
Yeah, the only other thing that we noted is the fact that the date, and it's a 3-year agreement, and we had, in the written copy, it was 2022, so the corrected date is 2016.
Okay, so we would sign it subject to. So right now, when Urban left, he said that the lady in Boston, Deborah, would have it back to us by now. When I spoke to her yesterday, she's behind. It has to go through an additional level of review. So I'm going to ask that we have a motion to sign it as soon as we get back their signed copy.
I'll give you a motion to sign it.
Okay, any second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no opposed. The second item that we have has to do with the Vladis Law Firm. At this point, Mr. Kennedy, do you have anything to say about what's going on with that? Or?
Well, the thing I would say is that the Local Development Corporation is going through dissolution, or we're dissolving the LDC. The Wallatus firm has been working with us, representing town and village, and with us dissolving, they would need to have someone as their sponsor, if you will, to continue the relationship and represent town and village. So we're in a John Byrne and Jeff Call are representatives from the town and the village boards that are working to form this development committee that we want to have and hire a planner. But the contract that we had is actually expired as of the end of March, so it's to the town board to decide if they, jointly with the village, want to continue the relationship with Wallatus. I mean, I think, John, you've got a list of some of the things they've done, I believe.
That's correct, yes.
I don't have that, but perhaps you want to discuss it.
I do have it here, and I try to distribute things that people might be interested in, so if anyone's interested in this, this is a list of things that they have done and things that they continue to intend to do. Just to give a little bit more color on this, this is an interim agreement, a 3-month agreement. It is paralleling the amounts of money that we paid before, and it's intended to avoid state fees and to be user-friendly, cost-friendly on the level of just establishing it on a one-time basis. Do you have any sense of endorsement, or how do you feel about Volatus or the value of using taxpayer money for them?
Well, I think I've stated it a couple of times previously, and others on the board may have thoughts to add, but my view of working with them has been that they've been very effective at getting the right level of focus for the grants that we've tried to get for the area. I mean, they are, by definition, you would call them a lobbyist group or an advocate group. And they are the folks who have the connections in Albany and also in Washington. They're on a very good, strong first-name basis with the Addie Russells and the Patty Ritchies and the Senator Schumers and so on. And if there's a downfall at all, quite frankly, they can be extremely effective, but there has to be a group on this end or people on this end for them to engage with. So that's why I think it's important that not only do you have the relationship with Volatus, but we need to continue to move forward with this development committee that we're going to form.
And the village is signed.
Just so everyone understands, it's a joint contract between Volatus, the town, and the village.
Has Leanne West been the primary contact for that entire time? So
Yes.
she's been as continuation. How many years has that gone on?
I think we actually started it, I think it was late 2011, maybe September, something like that, so it's been about a year and a half.
One next question. Are you still going to be involved in the committee at all?
The new committee? Yeah. For a while.
Okay, well, in regard to Resolution 16, do the board members have any other comments, or?
I think for the sake of transparent, or for the sake of presenting this with a crystal clear, no conflicts of interest, I am still in the local development corporation. I would defer to my council members to vote on this and myself to abstain from it, because being that I'm still involved with them, I think it would just be a good thing for me to sit out this vote.
Very well. So moved.
Second.
Joe, do you want to read the resolution?
It's resolution number 16.
17.
I'm sorry, 17. Resolution number 17. Be it resolved to authorize the supervisor to sign a 3-month agreement between the town of Cape Vincent, the village of Cape Vincent, and Volatus Law Firm PC, commencing April 1, 2013 through June 30th, 2013.
A motion on that?
Yes.
A second?
Second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion has passed 3-0. Mr. Byrne has abstained. So those are the 2 resolutions. Following resolutions, we have 3 motions, and the motions are that the board would send off letters. The first of these letters, these are in the packets, and I've distributed them to you in the audience. The first letter is a letter dated March 14th, 2013. Does anyone have any comment on that?
Are you looking for a motion?
I'm looking for a motion, yes.
Okay, I'll give you a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Does anyone take any exception, have any comment?
I'd like to make a comment. I'd like to mention thank you to the author of this letter. I think it's a well-done letter, and I believe I would just like to say thank you.
Anything else? Okay, gonna ask for a vote? On the favor of signing?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so that's a 4-0, Mr. Sue. Next letter in our motions is a letter dated April the 4th. We have 2 letters dated April the 4th, and this one starts, "We'd like to impress on you," and it deals with area-wide impacts. I'd like to ask for a motion to send that letter.
Yes.
Is there any comment, exception, or? No, okay. John, do you have anything to say? No, okay.
You second?
John did.
Second. Okay, all in favor of sending this letter for publication on the PSA website from the town board of Cape Linsden?
Aye.
Aye, okay. We have a 3rd letter, also dated April the 4th, and this one deals with, it's an overall comment on the PIP, Public Involvement Plan, and the scoping document. So I'm going to ask for a motion to send that letter as well.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Second, okay. Does anyone have any comment on this letter? I think it's a very good letter. It's at the rather beginning of the scoping, but I think it's a very accurate letter, and I personally support it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.